Professor, hello! Say hi to Snugpaw for me. Give him a little scritch. We'll go in another couple minutes here. Alright. Hello folks, my name is Shara and welcome to the stream. It's time to scooch a little further into story with my potato. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, that's right! We came in here to say hello to folks. Let's see. Alright. Right, we were coming over here to accept the next Lancer quest. But had stopped here because this area down here is not a sanctuary. Got it. We want to always log it. Accidental success. Sorry, this requires... I had to get a screenshot real quick. So this is one of my mounts. This is... I forget what they're called off the top of my head, but his feet go tippy-tappy, and he has a little basket that he carries us in. It's adorable as hell. Yeah, it's holding me. I didn't transform into a beastie. I can't blame you. I don't think you were here last time when I, showed off some of my... Was it last time or was it a different time? I don't recall. One of these streams I showed off a bunch of my mounts, and this was one of them. I love his dumb little tippy taps. Is that what a black mage looks like without a hat? Maybe. They're just squished into a hat. By the way, I ordered food later than I anticipated because I was finishing up my art project, which you folks will see the results of next week. But oh goodness, my brain stopped working. So I forgot to eat, so I ordered food. So that'll be here in a little bit here. Yeah, I'm excited to show it off. I'm just gonna take a little bit longer. Yeah. Anyway, Levs of the every time I try to say this name, it messes me up. Observatorium. Cimarron. The Adventurers Guild representative for local love quests of the Observatorium, seeking an adventurer to undertake guild loves. Good evening to you, madam. My name is Cimarron, and I represent the interests of the Adventurers Guild here at the Observatorium. If I may be so bold, have you an interest in undertaking a guild love or two? I believe you would find the experience most rewarding. But it pains me to say that I should first administer a trial love. I must beg your forgiveness for my premature proposal. This love should serve well as a test. If you are willing to accept it, please do so now. Saving Bessie. A pair of foul things tried to get at our Bessie this morning. The more worldly among us named them Red Avis, minions of the dragon horde. For their crime, they must be killed post-haste. Bessie is our sheep, a dear friend to the observatorium as well as the source of all our milk and curd. You may wish to get some baratine croc meat to use as a bait, though that might be easier said than done. You have my most humble thanks, madam. The dragons and their minions have terrorized my homeland for generations, and we appreciate all who would aid our cause. To attract the two friends which threaten our dear Bessie, you must slay Slapjaws, Snapjaws, and use their meat as bait. This method is far from foolproof, though, and I fear it might even attract other ravenous creatures. The sheep is a dear friend. Yes. And our our Dragoon quest. Lance of Fury. Sir Alberic would have you undertake a trial. It is pleasing to see how readily the dragon stirs within you. You show great potential, Momo. A potential that might well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Istini is no ordinary dragoon. Even when set against the legendary Azirs of ages past, the man is considered second to none. Such is his prowess, in fact, that the day he was chosen by the Eye, it was proclaimed that Haldrath, the Dragon's Eye, had been reborn. I mean not to disparage your skills, Momo, but to pursue Istinian in your current state would be tantamount to suicide. As promised, I shall train you in the way of the dragoon, that you may face Istinian as an equal. Before we commence, however, it is only fitting that you were edificed regarding our origins. It all began Yeah, they're my favorite class. It all began a millennium past, when our forebears resided in the southern plains in humble circumstances. The Fury, impressed by the spirit of our ancestors, decided it was meet that she make them her own. So did she appear before Haldrath's sire, a man of courage and integrity named Thordan, and bade him lead her people to the Promised Land, to what would become the great nation of Ishgard. Their journey brought them to a wide chasm, whereupon Thordan and his people set to building a bridge. It was then that a dark shadow descended upon them, the great worm Nidhogg. Heedless of his own safety, Thordan fearlessly charged the colossal beast. Alas, he was pushed into the chasm by one of his own, a man seduced by the worm, and fell to his death. Taking up his slain sire's lance, Haldrath hurled himself at Nidhogg, even as tears streamed down his face. The confrontation ended when the young man, his hand guided by Halone, landed a mighty thrust that prized out Nidhogg's eye. With a terrible roar of pain, the great worm took wing and fled, while jubilation rang below. Ishgard's priceless relic is none other than the eye taken from Nidhogg that day. It is a veritable wellspring of dragon power. Even so removed from its owner, it can exert control over the hearts of men. Haldrath himself felt its malign influence, but his love of justice worked no corruption, and prevailed over the power, claiming it for his own. And so it was that the first Azir Dragoon was born. Being derived from our foe, the power of the dragon is a thing to be loathed. But as Haldrath proved to us all, so long as our hearts burn with justice, We need not fear being taken in its thrall. Ah, but what is justice precisely? Justice assumes many shapes and forms, Momo, and none can say that one is greater than another. So long as you hold fast to your beliefs and stay true to yourself, you leave no room for the power of the dragon to master you. But enough of history. Let us return our attention to the present. A knight by the name of Sir Brucemont will see to the next stage of your training. Seek him out at Witchdrop. So I'm actually gonna BRB real quick. My noms have arrived, so I'm also gonna run the ad, so to do, two birds, one stone. So I'll be right back. Be right back in a couple minutes, my dears. Sorry about this. Okay, sorry about that. Apart from mandatory ads, that should be the last interruption for tonight. Okay. Let's see, which of these is closer? The Lev. They were good. It was very hungry. Sometimes I don't follow my own advice, and don't eat as consistently as I should, so I did, actually. That's part of why I was on pause for longer. I just shoved it all directly into my face. Okay. Let's kill the beasties that are bothering the little... Yeah! I'll show you the other mount shortly here. Because you weren't here last time. I don't think, or... cheese wheels ought to do. That's right. Okay, so Baratine croc meat. Some say it tastes like chocobo, but most simply do not eat it. Well, this is the correct target. the way home from the grocery store. I'm over encumbered. Time to eat 80 wheels of cheese. Why am I even carrying 26 watermelons? Okay. So now I gotta kill this guy. I was trying to be delicate about it, but... yeah. Okay. So it must be over here. I might as well show you now. You've got the fat chocobo, who's my favorite, or one of my favorites. Look at its stubby little dumb wingies. Screaming flashbacks to that terrible intro rep quest to befriend the nether wings in the Outlands. So we've also got the fat cat. He just squishes to the ground if you look. Just got little feet. She's got the smallest little feet. Okay. Orb. Cat orb. Oh yeah, our chocobos can fight with us now, which is something I unlocked last time, I believe. Alright. The Lev Watches speak of your skill and valor in the field. Please accept this reward for your services. I got a fish. A mugwort carp. This Velodina carp has been covered with a copious amount of fragrant mugwort before being roasted over an open flame. It's been an honor and privilege, madam. I pray we can count on your services in the future. So now we have Levs here. Yeesh. Considering how painful they can be in FFT, chocobos are awesome. Yeah. I can't... You're talking about tactics, I assume? I have never actually played tactics. I played a similar game, like I played the Final Fantasy XII something Wings briefly, but which they say has similar gameplay to tactics, and I'm not very good at it. Blinding white snowstorm on Abalathia's spire has caused a pack of gubus to lose its way and wander down into the more heavily populated areas of the Kurthis Highlands. The creatures have already begun feeding on the local stock, and if not dealt with soon, there'll soon be nothing left with which to survive the coming winter. Sorry guys, I'm going around this. I have other things to do. There's a red mountain chocobo which can hit them from a distance with a choco meteor and they hurt. Oh my! You know, actually, in one of the later things you can do in this game, there's an infamous red chocobo that has like it's sort of a mini boss, and it absolutely wiped out whole reams of people because they were not prepared. Let's see. Oh, I think I have to go down. So they call this Gorge witch drop because, you know, it's getting kind of Salem Mass up in here. They're just hanging people or literally throwing them to their deaths. Don't tell me it's up there. No, it's down here. It's fantasy. It's sort of fantasy Christianity with the Pope. The folks from Ishgard. But it's also France. So the adventurer seeks to become a dragoon. Ha! Sir Albert speaks of legends and chosen ones, but I would see you prove yourself in a more practical fashion. With your lance. Defend yourself! You sense a hostile presence. Trained death gaze. Oh, hello! Excuse me. I let him come to me because all those other beasties are a higher level than I am. I'd rather fight just him. The dragon within stirs. What did it say? Something about the soul of the... You have some skill, I will give you that. In the glow of your soul crystal. Perhaps Sir Albert was not wrong about you after all. Now return to him. Your training here is complete. Okay, so this is the way out. So no one expects the Spanish Inquisition? More or less. They do have inquisitors and such. The enemies being the dragons, and anyone who's allied with the dragons. Because they're basically in a centuries-long war against the dragons. Because the dragons were already living here in Kurthus. And these people just decided to come. And, they didn't like that. Excuse me, sorry. And, dealing with the repercussions of Ishgard and its stuff is a enormous part of the first expansion for this game called, Heavensward. That is so anti-dragon. Yeah. Sorry, don't mean to clear my throat right in your ears. You'll have to let me know how the audio is. The soul of the dragon grows ever stronger within you, Momo. Clearly, your trial is a rousing success. I need only observe your crystal to know as much. Give me a second. Yes, though you've only just begun to walk the path of the Dragoon, it is clear you possess the talent to become Estinian's equal. Go forth and make the powers you have obtained your own. When the time is right, we shall proceed with your training. And I learned the jump back skill. Your inner dragon grows stronger. I got elusive jump. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in the corner because you see this is what elusive jump does. It makes you go pachoo backwards. And I have gotten my character killed more than once using this. Usually when doing one of the later primal battles. Specifically Titan. Yeah, there's a move like that in WoW for hunters. Yeah, that tracks. Alright. Okay, I'm going the right way. Oh, right. Look out. There are tempered sylphs in the distance. You do not sense that they pose a danger if left alone. They're just kind of doing their own thing. Okay. Gotta go back to Gridania. I gotta remember to drink this before it gets too late at night. Because caffeine. But, to borrow something... To borrow a meme from our favorite puppet, let's talk about Dragoon lore. I had to. I so rarely have soda. That is directly from the lovely Gino de Puppet, by the way. Snack Attack. I love looking at people's names sometimes. Arya Bell. Regular. Snack Attack. Special. Fluffy Mallow. Also special. Coffee Cup. Whoa, what are you wearing? Oh, that's one of the modern things for sure. This looks so silly on her. It's too mature for a potato. Ah, Private Jigaimo. How went the meeting with the sylphs? The fluid lettering of Little Solace Elder Frixio is as beautiful as it is unintelligible. A missive from the Sylph Elder himself, if I may. So the Sylphs have no desire for conflict, nor do they intend to summon Ramu. And so long as we leave the Tempered Ones be, we need not fear any aggression on their part. The Elder Seats here will be overjoyed to hear that the Sylphs have welcomed our overtures, and in the knowledge that they bear us no ill will, we may channel our resources towards tackling more conspicuous threats to our security. You've done our nation a great service, Private Jigaimo. It will not be forgotten. Back from the wood. Commander Huloi appears to have more to say. The Sylphic folk have long been friends to Gridania. The mere thought of being at war with them pained the Elder Seatseer to no end. But owing to your efforts, she will be able to rest easier. Being a benevolent soul that she is, my lady will surely find a way to reverse the tempering process. Once again, I thank you. Had the Scions of the Seventh Dawn not offered to mediate between our peoples, suspicion and doubt may have led us into needless conflict.
Pray pass along my regards to Lady Menphilia. Hello? Hello, Momo? Can you hear me? It is I, Menphilia. Yida and Papa Limo returned some little while ago, and they wasted no time in regaling me with tales of your exploits. Thanks in large part to you, the name of one primal may be struck from our list of enemies, and the Gridanians may turn their attention to more pressing matters. Well done! Yet the end of one tale is the start of another. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. I would apprise you of the present situation in person. Alrighty. So, let's go ahead and use one of the Vesper Bay Aetheryte tickets. These did not used to exist. These bring you directly to Vesper Bay. Vesper Bay does not actually have a Aetheryte. Or an Aetheryte. So you used to not be able to teleport directly here. You'd have to run every time you had to come here, which is often. You have to run all the way from here, from Horizon. But they fortunately added those tickets now as it's definitely a quality of life improvement, I'll tell you what. Because you have to return here many, many, many times for the story. Tataru. Well, if it isn't my favorite adventurer, welcome back, Momo. Lady Menphilia awaits you within the solar. Pray enter at your leisure. I'm given to understand that the matter of Ramuh has finally been resolved. I fear resolved bespeaks a permanence we cannot rightly claim. Yet I am well satisfied that the Lord of the Levin will not trouble us in the foreseeable future. Your satisfaction is assurance enough for me. How fares the investigation? Well enough. Thancred is sparing no effort. They are many and one, just as you suspected. Their purpose, however, eludes us still. I see. I've been meaning to ask, but is Alizé quite well? I feel as if I have scarcely seen her in recent days. Oh, you haven't, and nor have I, alas. Alizé has chosen to walk in her own path, stubborn girl, but you may be assured that our destination remains the same. And on that note, I take my leave of you. I trust the Baldessian report will serve you well. I take it we can proceed as discussed? Why do you ask? You scarce need my permission to act. God, I forget how aloof he is at the beginning here. My sweet boy. And I'm going to say hi, Alphino? How rude. It is good to see you again, Momo. I've been looking forward to congratulating you on your triumph in the Twelveswood. Owing to your efforts, conflict has been averted. Truly, you have done the Scions proud. With that, we can strike Ramuh from the list. Yeah, Alphino has a lot to learn. Right now, he is a well-known genius that grew up. He's just a stuck-up genius rich kid at the moment, and he's gonna take a little while to get back down to earth. And also he's like 15, so boys will be boys. So who is next? The Sahagin and Leviathan? The Lord of the War has not answered his minions' call of late, nor is he expected to do so in the near future. While the Sahagin remain as aggressive as ever, they lack the quantity of crystals required to call forth their god. As with the Sylphs, we leave them to their own devices. For a time, at least. For a time bears repeating. We can ill afford to fall complacent. It is as Y'shtola says. Unless we know the minds of the beast tribes, we cannot predict with any certainty when next a primal will return to plague the land. This being the case, we must proceed with as much haste as prudence allows. Any word on Titan? The maelstrom keeps the kobolds under constant observation. We should hear from them ere long, you may depend upon it. Indeed. So then, of all the known primals that have been active in recent times, we are left with... Gridania! Wait, I mean Garuda. Who's the primal of the Ixal who live near Gridania? Yes, that's what I meant. So many moms to cover. Would that there were a more efficient way to conduct our surveys. Were he still with us, we should not long have wanted for a more practical solution. She's not wrong there. Where in the world are you, Chief? But one sure step at a time. Henceforth, the Order of the Twin Adder will handle any matters pertaining to the sylphs under the sage guidance of the Seed Seers. I bid you all enjoy a welcome's respite. A moment's respite. You've earned it. Is there something else, Mama? Beg pardon. A man named La Habrea, sporting a red mask and robed in black. 12 preserve. Prior to the calamity, the Ascians took great pains to remain hidden. Why would they choose to cast off their veil of secrecy now? Gods, this bodes ill. We must take advantage of the present lull in primal hostilities and investigate this La Habrea. Learn all we can of him and his designs. I dread to think... Eek! Oh no, Tataru! Tataru! It's one of my babies. A sylph? In Thanalan? At long last, this one finds walking one Momo. This one is most dependable of these ones, is sent by Elder One Frixio to help walking ones. This one is called Neuraxia. This one comes as a friend. Let these ones be friends. But pleasure to meet you, Neuraxia. I love the sylphs. I really do. They're so freaking cute. Thancred, my beloved. Ah, Momo, pray do not concern yourself with my welfare. My current investigation has yielded some curious results, and at present I'm pondering how best to proceed. Wait a minute. I know you. The carriage into Gridania, right? It's me, Bremont. How in the hell did you end up here, lass? Never mind. You can tell me later. I've got to ask you something first. This might sound strange, but you haven't by chance seen a fellow what looks exactly like me? I'm looking for my twin brothers, see, and I hear they might have come through here. They could be dead for all I know. At least it feels like I've been chasing ghosts for an eternity now. They're still alive. Clive. Greetings, Scion. I come on behalf of the students of Baldessian. You may address me as Clive. Are they dressed the same? Yeah, well, pretty similar. Their face models are exactly the same, and they're dressed usually in the colors that are associated with the grand companies. That gentleman was from Gridania, and the Grand Company of Gridania, their color is yellow. The two others are blue and red, so they're all primary colors. Is there some reason you are still here? Please, carry on. I'm not here to see you. He's busy. People in masks cannot be trusted, but Biggs and I wear masks all the time when welding. If only Master Garland were still with us. He was a brilliant man full of life and purpose. Kind and generous, he taught us everything we know about engineering. Though believe me, he could also be a very hard person to please. He would force us to completely rebuild devices if even a single flaw was discovered. I can only imagine what he'd say if he saw the tiny Bronco. Liavine. In recent days, I've resumed my training. Idle hands make for idle minds, and painful memories are all too quick to surface. Biggs and Wedge, indeedy, that's them in this one. Una Tayun. I'm starting to wonder if it's worth the hassle to prove who he was. I mean, maybe some folks would say, "Good on you, mate, for thanks to fighting to save Eorzea and whatnot." But I reckon most would ask what we'd done for him lately, if not spit in our faces for allowing Bahamut to blow up half the goddamn world. Knowest thou the import of the broken staff within the solar? It fell from the grasp of Archon Louisoix, the man who, in his abiding love for all Eorzeans, shielded us against the storm of the calamity. The stars wheel across the heavens, and the skies brighten once more. The survivors gather and ignite a fiery dawn to burn away the glowering shroud. Ah, but Destiny, thou art beautiful. Harry Burt. There are two types of Alamegans. Fools who wish to fight back but know not how, and cowards who have chosen to run from their worries. The young man over there is a striking example of the former. Me? I'm the latter, or couldn't you tell? Okay. No, I'm good for now. Walking ones from Ul'dah have not seen these ones before. This one knows. Still, must walking ones make such screaming sounds when seeing this one's face? This one cannot get a wink of rest. Did that guy just do a cell phone? Yes, he did. He called himself a coward. I think. Look, Neuraxia, I realize that this makes no sense to you, but you must try to be more discreet. Years ago, a law was enacted in Ul'dah whereby... please, just trust me and stay out of sight. Neuraxia and I both wear a mask. We're gonna get along famously. I just know it. And he was talking about Aronvald here, who's half Alamegan. I'm to meet with the antecedent soon to discuss a matter of great import. Abba thinks it's about my first official mission. I suppose it would be good if it was, yes? I mean, I'm not sure if I'm ready, but still. A masked man. I vaguely recall some Amalja ranting about something like that in the middle of a skirmish. Of course, I wasn't listening too closely on account of their friends was trying to kill me. I don't mean to waste your time, friend, but that's the only thing what comes to mind. And Stola. As you have doubtless witnessed in your travels, the lands of Eorzea are gasping under the pall of a suffocating darkness. I must wonder if it is this darkness which invites disaster, or simply that disaster has left such gloom in its wake. One thing is for certain. Now is not the time to relax our vigilance. You guys arguing? Alright, and I think, yeah, we're supposed to go back talk to Minfilia again. Yes, Tataru is as ready to express her fright as she is to express everything else. Not all of us are forged of the same steel as you, I'm afraid. But it takes all kinds to make a family, and it pleases me to no end to see ours continue to grow. One by one, the people of Eorzea are beginning to unite, Momo, drawn to the hope that shines within you. Yet a darkness threatens to engulf this light. Never have I doubted the Ascians' presence, but that they have grown so brazen as to carry out their work in plain sight fills me with a sense of deep foreboding. And we got more of the teleport things. Shadow of Darkness. Minfilia would have you investigate the mysterious Laha Brea. I'm afraid that there is no rest for the weary, Momo. We must delve further into the motivations of the masked man, the Ascian known as Laha Brea, rather. This is an ideal moment to do so, while our hands are not bound dealing with another primal. At present, we know little and less about the Ascians, only that destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos that wrecks the realm. If my fears prove to be a reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Earlier, I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded to the effect that they have information on a potential sighting. This is intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak with Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of Flames in Ul'dah to inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Mama. To think that the Ascians have grown so brazen as to carry out their work in plain view. We must needs uncover their dark designs, and we might take measures against them. I'm relying on you, Momo. I wanted to check to see if Thancred was still... He's still here. Okay. Masked man! Ah, you are come on behalf of the Scions, of course. Yes, as we've already relayed to Lady Minfilia, there has been a sighting of this rogue near about eastern Thanalan. A brass blade stationed at Highbridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I'd point you to the witness, but I'm afraid he died not 2 days ago, slain by a marauding horde of Kikern. Fate can be a cruel mistress. But do not be too quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, Highbridge sees its fair share of travelers. Folks are always coming and going, and some among them may have well caught a glimpse of your target. You could do worse than to speak to a merchant named Hihibaru. The fellow's always starved for customers, and he'd no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have coin or the mind to spend it. Okay. Back to Drybone. No worries. You have, from what you've told me, you've dealt with a lot today. Thank you for popping by when you did, Acer. Go get some rest, and I hope you feel better. Yeah, of course. Take care and stay safe, hon. Maybe get yourself something to eat and something to drink, and take some meds and have a good rest. I'm so glad I got to see the fat cat. He's such a good boy. Let me summon him. He's squish. He's squish. He's just a little guy. Like, he'll... Hey, look at his little legs go. But yeah, have a good one, my dear. Get some good rest. These things are so interesting. I don't know why they make me think of lions. I think it's the tails. Yeah, perfect for my character, who is also a wee. It's true, my tiny little bean. Welcome to Highbridge, adventurer. Whatever you seek, I, Hihibaru, can provide it. Probably. You're after a masked man. I'm not sure I have one of those in stock. Oh, you're after a masked man. Why didn't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of the many rumors I've heard. If you linger a while, maybe you'll learn a thing or two, huh? Yeah! Hihibaru wants to help you find La Habrea. Maybe. When the Order of Nalthal began excavating the ruins below, I had hopes that Highbridge would turn into a bustling hub for pilgrims. But thanks to the Night Endless Beastmen raids, folks are too afraid to come within a mile of here. I sold everything I owned to get my venture started, and I'm loath to give up without making an earnest effort to stick it out. But if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Whining won't do me any good, though. No, for my business to succeed to survive, I need business. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to browse my wares. Spend a bit of coin to help a struggling merchant? The masked man? I'll take your bloody masked man. I know what I said before, but vague rumors are all I've got. If you want to know about him, go and ask the other merchants. I would legit buy something from you, sir, but you have nothing for sale. To me, anyway. Multiloquent. That is not a word I've heard before. Merchant. I have heard tell of the masked devil. Seems he's been appearing not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere around Thanaland, too. Enough folks have reported seeing him to convince me he's more than a figment of the imagination, but little is known about him otherwise. Absent-minded merchant. On the trail of the masked man? I have heard of him, but only in hushed tones and faint whispers. It is said he wears a black robe and looks right suspicious. And that's about all I can say, little though it is. Impassive merchant. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't, nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters lurking around. Folks have been given Highbridge a wide berth because of all the Keycurrent raids. None but the most devout pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. There's actually several linked fates, where you can defend this place from Keycurrent bandits. Because fun fact, some Keycurrent, they're willing to do just about anything for money sometimes, and that includes selling people into slavery, or, just eating people. Judging by your expression, I take it you didn't learn much of use. Look, I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier. It's just that things are tough for us merchants at the moment. The Keycurrent raids are so constant, so organized. We're beginning to suspect that someone is orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, like most of us do, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep an eye out for your masked man. If I see or hear anything, you'll be the first to know. What was this? Salmon pink. Not a color I want from my potato, but thank you. Where there is smoke. Hihibaru has information that will surely lead you to La Habrea. I finally got some honest-to-God's information on your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own 2 eyes. I was out for an evening stroll, minding my own business, when I noticed a column of smoke rising from the cliff over at Thal's Respite. Curious, I took myself there to find a masked man. You're a masked man, I'm sure of it, standing by a fire. As if in answer, some key current appeared soon after, and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid it was too far out of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had dispersed, an idea came to me. If you were to use a smoldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange a similar meeting. It might be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you've proven yourself more than a match for a pack of rats. So what do you think? That's some sound, reliable information, even if I do say so myself. Worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? Phew. Now what is that? Is that supposed to be a planet, or is that somebody, like, on a mount flying? It's impossible to say from this distance. Okay, yeah, so I have gone there before. Ah, hell. I thought I was above level to be attacked, but nope. Dinosaur weirdos. Oh. So this is the spot, is it? A red-hot piece of carbonized wood that, when placed on wet wood or leaves, will create a billowing tower of smoke that can be seen for miles. Corpse Brigade Foot Soldier. I'll read the description of this too. Riding on the dry north winds out of the Black Shroud, Kedrap seeds have taken root in Thanalan. Without any natural predators, the seedkin are free to roam the desert, unchecked, consuming everything in their path. The creatures must be tended to before they render the desert even more deserted than it already is. That's a low enough level that I'm not going to bother with it. I should talk to these guys, actually. Oh, they're actually merchants, got it. Or at least that one is. Oh, neat. Okay, nothing in here. Sorry about the camera. Man, this place is pretty deserted. God's sake, woman, you're disrupting my research. I was in the middle of measuring the flow of ether, but you've gone and made me raise my voice. Now I can't feel a god's damn thing. Bah, I say, bah. Sorry. I got real curious as to what was down here. And the answer is not much of anything. But so they're excavating these ruins down here. Uh-huh. think those are just planets. In the sky, I meant. They're just real big. Back so soon? Were you able to find any clues leading to your masked man? A paper ward inscribed with a prayer to the patron deity of Alamigo, Ralgar, Ward of the Destroyer. This scroll! It bears a prayer to Ralgar the Destroyer. In case you're unfamiliar, Ralgar is the guardian deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It's highly uncommon for folks of other nations to revere him. I'd wager my last guild that your assailant was Alamigan. It seems that this masked man of yours is very well connected, I must confess. The merchant in me envies such a diverse network of contacts. That self-same merchant also senses danger ahead, and darkness besides. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at Highbridge? On to Little Alamigo. Hihibaru has a suggestion to help you with your investigation. The Alamigan bandit you had a run with is somehow connected with your masked man of mystery. So it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head towards Little Alamigo, over in southern Thanalan. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement is the favorite destination for those refugees who couldn't, well, adapt to life in Ul'dah. The hearts of the denizens are said to be as barren as the wasteland they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it's a lawless place. Be prepared for a not-so-warm welcome. Now, I'm not certain how much of a help she'll be, but it just so happens I have a daughter who has, relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hihira, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'd be obliged if you could send my love. Not a day goes by that I don't think about her. I suppose that is it then. I'd hoped that you would linger here a while, cull some fiends, spend some coin, what have you. But something tells me you're destined for greater things. Wherever it is you end up, I wish you the best. You know, I kind of forgot that we had this I'd legit forgotten that we had this interaction with Hihibaru. Apologies, there's soda to be drunk. Alright. I should maybe talk to the NPCs here. I already did the love thing. I'd give what little life remains in me just to watch the sun set over Alamigo once more. You could travel the world and never witness so lovely a sight. So yeah, Alamigo is another country that's relatively nearby, and it got invaded. Its people were enslaved and pressed into either slavery or being into the military for the Empire. Well met, friend. I'm Giselbert, proud man of the flames. What do you do here? I have the charge of security here at Little Alamigo, though that's just half of my duties. The other half is maintaining surveillance over the Amalja encampment in the south. So as to keep a closer watch on the Lizardmen, the Immortal Flames entered into an agreement with the refugees. We provide them with relief by way of provisions, and in return they let us use these caverns for our operations. Like you, I'm an outsider in this place. If you find yourself in any sort of trouble, don't hesitate to come to me. What kind of place is this? This settlement was founded by Alamigan refugees. When their nation fell to the Garleans, they fled in droves, hoping to find a safe haven in either Gridania or Ul'dah. Sad to say, most made it to neither. For all intents and purposes, Gridania is ruled by the elementals, who turn away outsiders on a whim. As for Ul'dah, well, Ul'dah is ruled by coin, and so, having nowhere else to go, the refugees ended up here. You'll find them to be a bitter lot, but that's to be expected, considering all they've been through. Don't be surprised if you're kept at a distance. That said, given time and genuine concern, they'll eventually open up. A ways northeast of here, you'll find the Sepulchre, a frightfully named place, no? Fitting, though, seeing as how it's best known as home to the villainous Corpse Brigade. To think that the erstwhile Kingsguard of Alamigo could end up a band of murderers and thieves. Mind you, they had a less than pristine reputation in the old days as well. Frustrated as they are, the young ones here will give you a quarrel simply for want of something to do. All it takes is a stray gaze. Watch yourself. Hira! Hmm? Why, yes, he borrows my father. He said what? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. It's just... Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't bother you with family matters, but I'm grateful to you for delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man. I'm afraid the description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others here may have seen something. I'd recommend that you first speak with Gundebald, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. Hello! Sorry, give me a sec. Who are you? State your business and be quick about it. Looking for a masked villain, you say? Why should we help you, pray? You struggle enough without having to answer to the whim of every outsider. You are not welcome here. Be gone. Let's put this back here. Let's talk to whoever else wants to talk. No, I haven't, and you needn't bring up our heritage each time I disagree with you. We're soldiers of the Resistance, goddammit. Every waking moment ought to be spent trying to liberate our people, but everywhere I look I see nothing but layabouts. I went to Ul'dah hoping to find honest work, but there wasn't a single job to be had. At least, nothing that didn't require me to give up my dignity. Let's see, I forget how to get up to the upper level. Was it through here? Tea for thee. Gilzelbert would like to aid in your manhunt. Well met, adventurer. I'm Gilzelbert, I think. Gilzelbert? Head of security here at Little Alamigo. I heard that you had business with Gundebald. Knowing the bristly old bear, I don't doubt he told you to bugger off. Owing to their hardships, the refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men and I get so much as a word of thanks out of them, despite watching the place night and day. But thanks or no, I try to help my fellow man when I can, and you seem a decent sort. If you tell me what's brought you here, I might be as I can lend a hand. On the trail of a masked villain, you say? Can't say that sounds familiar, but I have men on lookout from Malja to the south of here. If there's been any suspicious activity, they are like to have seen it. I don't mind to take them each a cup of sweet Thanalan tea so as to lift their spirits. If you were to run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all the more willing to tell you what they know. I love the Sabotenders. Lickety Oh god. We're just gonna... That thing would definitely kill me in a heartbeat if it... It's a hunt thing. These guys spawn randomly around the world, these level 50 hunts in the base game. Some are friendly, some are very not friendly. That one, very not friendly. Who the hells are you? I'm trying to conserve energy here, so leave me alone. A piping hot infusion of freshly picked young Thanalan tea leaves mixed with all goat cream, and a generous spoonful of golden cactuar flower honey. Well, ain't you considerate? My thanks, friend. What's that? A masked villain? Hiding among the refugees, like as not. Me compatriots as live here go about as though they were dead in their feet. 'Tis impossible to tell what's on their minds. For all I know, they're all up to no good. Okay, let's just run and hope it doesn't attack me. Angry River. You there, are you an Emolja? No? Then carry on. Grumpy creature. Ah, this sophisticated aroma. It has been forever since I had a drop of sweet Thanalan. I'm going to enjoy this. What? A masked man? Don't know, don't care. Unless he's got dark, scaly skin, stands 10 fulhams tall, and has the face of a lizard, then I don't give a mummer's fart. Shoo, shoo, don't bother me. If the Amalja overrun us, I'm blaming you. For me? You shouldn't have. Sorry? A suspicious masked man. As a matter of fact, I caught a glimpse of someone fitting that description doing patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, what with the mask and the robe, but assuming it was a he was talking with some Alamegans. I assumed he was one of them. Oh no. This might kill me, because I'm gonna have to sneak by him. Is there a way up? I don't think this goes all the way up. It does not. Wait, this does. Okay. Okay, good. I thought I was gonna have to skirt by Mr. Big Man again, and I'd rather not. What am I doing? Hello. Ah, so you're back. So, did my lookouts have aught to share with you? That doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're to get any further in your investigation, seems to me you'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be an easy task. Excuse me, sorry. Foot in the door. Gilsilbert. Yeah, I guess. That's close enough. Would offer you some advice regarding your investigation. So you're determined to press on with your investigation? Then I have some advice to offer. As I said before, you won't get far without the Alamegans' trust, and best way to win that trust is to get a compatriot of theirs, someone they respect, to vouch for you. Coin does the talking in Old Da, but the Alamegans are bound by something far stronger, if not as tangible, a common purpose. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Garleans. Gundobald belongs to the Alamegan resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of the same crew. If you know any well-connected people, you might want to start by asking them. Ah, speak with Minfilia. Yeah, I guess she is, an excellent first choice, if we're thinking about it. We do have Alamegans on staff. Thancred, my man, we gotta get you some coffee. Maybe just a sandwich and a nap. Welcome back, Momo. How fares the investigation? I see. Given all that they have suffered, it is of little wonder the Alamican refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They have had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades have had to see it remain in the enemy's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have had the means to take in all those who were displaced. As a result, a great many Alamegans now live on the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. With that, more could be done to ease their hardships. I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens that there is an Alamecan native among the Scions. I should be pleased to introduce him to you. Are these better than what I have? Yeah. Or I could just take money. I'm just gonna take money. Meeting with the Resistance. Minfilia wants to introduce you to an Alamecan member of the Scions. Your Alamecan comrade is named Heribert. He joined our cause in the hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort towards that endeavor, I have no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I remember correctly, Heribert is currently between missions. Try looking for him in the storage area. That's the same gentleman we spoke with earlier. If it isn't Momo Jagaimo, the Scion's rising star, is there aught I can do for you? You wish to win the trust of the people of Little Alamigo. That is a daunting task, my friend, even for our own countrymen. I would like nothing more than to help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of the Alamecan Resistance, you see, but I left it in favor of joining the Scions. Though my legions may have shifted, my purpose remains ever the same, the liberation of Alamigo. Yet whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades, and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I may have no more friends in the Resistance, I know someone who does. Her name is Albreda, and she is a resident of Quarrymill. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't lead you astray. Yeah, I remember talking to her before. She's like one of the very few Alamecans that was allowed to remain in the Shroud. Eh? You want me to introduce you to the Resistance? Ha! Why the hell should I do that? Give me just one reason. Heribert sent you? Ugh, that worthless whoreson. He abandons his comrades, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me for a favor? Simply incredible. I realized Heribert was only doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, then that's all I need to know. You see that bloke there? That's Mefred, a captain of the Resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. Let's see, I have a level 31 weapon. What level is this? 24. So, really not worth opening. Mefred needs help tending a wounded brother. Killing him softly. I am Mefred, a proud man of the Alamegan Resistance. What business do you have with me, adventurer? Captain! It's Galleon, sir! His wound's gone infested and he's burning up. I don't think he's got much time. God damn it! I asked the villagers for aid, got on my knees and begged, but they refused to lift a finger. If Galleon dies, his blood is on their hands. These quarry mill cravens would turn a blind eye to our plight, but they might listen to Albreda. I fear my anger will prevent me from rightly convincing anyone at the moment. I realize we scarcely know each other, but this is a matter of life or death. Please, adventurer, go to her and try. One of Mefred's in bad shape, you say? I'm sorry, but there's naught I can do. I want to help, truly I do. They're my countrymen after all, but that'd mean going against the elemental's will. I've been in Quarrymill long enough to know how terrible the beings can be. I couldn't forgive myself if everyone gets banished because of me. If there's anyone who can help you, it'd be Charlene, the Hamlet's resident hearer. If you take up the matter with her, it might be as she'll listen, though I wouldn't get my hopes up. You wish to aid the Alamegans. You are possessed of a kind heart, adventurer, but I'm afraid I have not the authority to grant you your wish. The authority belongs only to the elementals, eternal guardians of the Twelveswood. All outsiders, be they babes at the breast or men grown, are judged of a night, whether they have a place beneath the boughs. Alas, the Alamegans' petitions have been denied. Harsh though it may seem, they do not have leave to receive of the wood's bounty. Ever has it been since time immemorial, and ever shall it be. That's how it's to be, then. The bloody hare might as well kill Galleon herself. Spit on the elementals and spit on their bloody will. I cannot wait until the resistance is free of this place. Helping Horn. Mefred needs your help to save a wounded comrade. I led my men to Quarrymill, hoping to find refuge. Instead, we found indifference. The cold-hearted bastards here want us out, and I can't oblige them soon enough. The problem is, some of mine aren't even fit to travel. Hell's Galleon can't even stand. As you well know, the people of this accursed hamlet won't help us, so I've no choice but to turn to you, adventurer. In my homeland, long antelope horn is a traditional remedy for poison and purging properties. If you could bring me, say, 4 horns, I'd forever be in your debt. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's kill some antelopes. These guys are so fun looking too. I love these designs. Unfortunately, you have to die. The thing is that the elementals are very real and are like very much influence life in the Twelveswood. They're kind of weak right now, but they're powerful enough that like they can influence the birth of an entire different species of people that only exist from the elementals like blessings. They're the Pajali. That's who the Seed Seers are. They're not born through reproduction. They're born, like, it's a whole race of people, and there's never very many of them, but it's a whole race of people born through blessings from the elementals. Ah, you're back. Tell me you've got 4 horns with you. This particular specimen is almost twice as long as a normal horn. How it grew to this size in a single season is baffling. You're a godsend, adventurer. Praise Ralgar, there's at least one woman in this place who gives a damn. Now we just need to find a way to prepare them. You wouldn't happen to know a man named Buscaron, would you? Some comrades of mine told me about him once. They say he never turns away folk in need, no matter where they're from. Seeing as he runs a tavern, he's like to have the tools to make the medicine. I'd be grateful if you could take the horns over to him to have them ground down. When that's done, bring the powder back and give it to Faramund here. Godspeed. Hi guys, sorry we killed some of your friends. There we go. Everyone goes to Buscaron for various things. Oh, Momo, ever a sight for sore eyes. How fares the adventuring? Rolling in the coin like there's no tomorrow, no doubt. You've got something to show me. Give them the thingies. Well, those look like good old antelope horns. Need them ground down to make a medicine, you say? Here's a better idea. I'll give you some of the stuff I have in my stores. I am no stranger to the remedy. An Alamican friend used it to treat my festering wounds years and years ago. Safe to say he saved my life. What's that? This is for an Alamican soldier in Quarry Mill. So it comes full circle. Well, I hope it helps the poor sod as he needs it. Oh, and don't worry your little head off about payment. I still owe you a deal more than you owe me, I reckon. Hello. Oh, pretty bird. Excellent bird color, and that's a paler bird than is usual. Hello, friend. They bowed to me. It is well to see you returned. Have you the medicine for our brother? If as one is to believe Buscaron, this sour-smelling paste from Alamigo would stop a wound from festering. Gods bless you, adventurer. I'll see that Gallion receives treatment at once. Hopefully, this will allow the captain to rest easier. It's been a terrible burden on him trying to keep every man alive. You've done us great kindness, friend. I'll just take that money. Meffred needs your help to find a missing comrade. He ain't heavy. Adventurer, Gallion has gone missing. He's nowhere to be found. He shouldn't be walking around, not with these wounds. If he doesn't get the proper medicine and rest, his condition's like to deteriorate to where it was before, or worse. We need you to help us find him, and quickly. Start by asking Albreda. Might be as the woman's seen something. Ah, finally. It's about time you came asking about Gallion. I watched him leave Quarry Mill some time ago, and he left me this sealed letter before he went off. Made me swear not to open it until someone came asking. My brothers, I cannot bear to be a burden any longer. That's why I must leave you all. Do not worry for me. Just find your way safely to little Alamigo. Ah, blast it. Would that I had known what he was thinking. I would have stopped this folly myself. The love Gallion bears for his brothers is so strong. He's willing to sacrifice himself for them. Make no mistake, entering the wood in his weakened state is suicide. Out in the wilds alone. That fool, that great sentimental fool. My men and I will scour the wood for Galleon. Please help us find him before something terrible happens. Dude, I just wasted my time for you. Come back here. I can wait a couple of weeks for my stuff to heal now that I have medicine, or, and be able to recover and be another fighting force in, like, among my brothers, or I can let myself die. Idiot. Watch out, a goblin! Hey, that's so rude of you. Galleon! Captain? But why? You should all be on your way. Who do you take us for? We're Alamegans, and Alamegans never forsake one another. Hardships be damned. Remember the oath we swore, goddammit. The oath to reclaim our homeland. We'll set foot in Alamegan soil again. Together, or not at all. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Good. Let us return to our brothers. Oh, and don't even think you'll get off lightly. As soon as you're healed, I'll give you such a thorough thrashing you'll wish we didn't find you. I can't thank you enough for saving Galleon. I will see you back at Quarry Mill. See, part of the problem is here that these fellas walk around shirtless, and everybody in Gridania are a bunch of prudes. They shouldn't have to wear shirts if they don't want to. Don't be rude, Gridanians. Galleon's expected to make a full recovery. We'll linger here until he's strong enough to take them to the road again. As much as I mislike this place, beggars can't be choosers. Come highly recommended. Mefford wishes to repay your kindness. Now that things are relatively settled, I seem to recall that you wanted something of me. You've proven a true friend to my people. Ask of me anything and it's yours, as long as it's mine to give. The cooperation of the people of Little Alamigo, that's all? Far be it for me to question your desires, of course. Very well, I'll provide you with a letter to show Gundewald. The old bear was my mentor when we first joined the Resistance. He's intimidating to those who don't know him, but he takes care of his own. I've no doubt that he will do all in his power to aid you. And back to Little Alamigo. Why have you returned? You are not welcome here. I thought I made that clear. A quickly drawn up letter addressed to one Gundewald. Oop. There we go. You spoke with Meffred. It had been so long since I last heard from him, I feared him dead. Twelve be praised. Whoever you are, Meffred sees you as a friend, and any friend of Meffred's a friend of mine. I know of this masked man you seek. Masked stranger you seek, and will tell you what I can. Oh, mount speed in the South Shroud increased. Nice. The bear in the young'un's cares. Gundewald is willing to share with you what he knows of the masked stranger. An outsider resembling your masked stranger has been reportedly appearing near Little Alamigo of late. What's more, it seems like some of our young bloods are meeting him in secret. No doubt you'll want to question him about our trysts. You'll want to question them about their trysts, but they are not like to yield information readily to an outsider. If you tell them I sent you, though, they might well feel obligated to talk. Oh, hello. Gundabot sent you. Listen, I told him it was a bad idea. All that tripe about believing the masked man and... oh, you don't know anything about this. Why didn't you say so to start with? You can't throw around the old bear's name like that and expect me to not think I'm in for it. A masked man? No idea what you're talking about. I ain't done nothing wrong, so leave me be. No, this place is semi-sheltered, but it doesn't even have a proper roof. I'll talk with people up top first. Odalin, my chest. Is this my fate? To die in this dusty desk hellhole? Oh. Me arm's as good as dead. A warrior with no sword arm's about as much good as one-legged chocobo. Huh? You think that's funny, outsider? Go on, laugh. Laugh away. What? Have I been meeting any masked men lately? Let's see. Nope, can't say I have, but I'll be sure to tell all my friends you're looking for him. There's a bunch been skulking around right suspicious-like, but I've got nothing to do with them. I know trouble when I see it, and that there's trouble, mark me words. Do you have other dialogue, Sifrid? The Alamegans who ended up here are the ones who couldn't, or wouldn't, adapt to a new lifestyle. In a sense, we're Alamegans through and through. And a good chunk of Alamigo, which we get to visit in a later expansion, is, somewhat similar in, climate. So, you have indeed confirmed my suspicions about a masked man. That is most troubling. Whatever the young ones are scheming, it can lead to no good end. There's an anger inside them. I can see it in their eyes. I ought to know, for it once burned within me as well. 2 decades ago, that same anger drove me and my brothers to rise against the despot who ruled Alamigo. Naught would do but to depose him and usher in a revolution. Well, we got our revolution all right, but it cost us our freedom. Blinded by our hate, we didn't realize that we'd been dancing to the Empire's tune. By the time we did, it was too late. Alamigo had fallen. There are times when a man must be patient. Now is such a time, though the young ones know this not. Unless we intervene, they are like to commit great folly. If you learned aught of their plans, I would thank you to bring word to me. Let's just... oh, never mind. Boop. Kremfing. Wilred wants you. Kremfring has a secret message for you. Hey, adventurer, you done talking with the old bear? I've got a message for you from Wilred. Lad's something of a leader amongst the young ones here. He's impressed that you've won over Goldenabald and wants a word with you. Says he'll be waiting over at the craggy area north of here. I'm just gonna go around. That thing has some weird exits and entrances, and it's just easier to go around. Those guys aren't particularly friendly, but they're also not particularly much of a threat. Thanks for coming, friend. 'Tis no ordinary outsider who can gain the trust of the old bear. That's why I wanted to meet you, to discuss something in private. Tell me, why else are you snooping around? Did the Empire send you, or someone else? Crow got your tongue? No matter. Whatever it is you work for, your meddling ends here. Get her. Bad idea, fellas. I won't let you foil our plan. You're stronger than you look. This changes nothing. Threaten us, beat us bloody all you like, but nothing short of death can make us give up our fight. We're going to obtain the power to bring down the Empire, and with it, we'll reclaim our homeland. Gee, I wonder what they're being, influenced to do. The same thing that always happens when a masked dude in black appears. You know, summoning a primal. Guys, remember, these guys they're not a beast tribe, but they do pretty heavily worship a god. Same thing with the Ishgardians, actually, with them and worshipping Halone. Enough belief and enough ether, and you can summon a god. The difference is that the beast tribes actively do it, and the humans haven't really done it yet. Or, you know, other sentients. Attacked by Wilred and his cronies, they would go to such lengths for the sake of this plan of theirs. Left to their own devices, the young fools are like to harm others, if not themselves. We must uncover their agenda and put an end to this madness. Big trouble in Little Alamigo. Gundabald needs your help to rein in the young ones of Little Alamigo. Wilred mentioned obtaining the power to bring down the Empire. Of what power could he be speaking? Gundabald, Bertliana, gods preserve, what happened? I was out foraging when the Corpse Brigade came. They took me to their hideout and the whole while they laughed at me. They said that I suffer because I cling on to hope. Is it wrong to dream of hope? Is it wrong to call ourselves Alamegans? Do not heed such poisonous notions, child. Our dreams are what sustain us. Be strong. I swear to you, those villains will answer for their crimes in due time. But tell me, does anyone else know of this? Wilred. He saw me outside. He was so angry. I must tend to Bertliana. In the meantime, I need you to find out what the young ones make of this. I fear that they may do something rash. And bear in mind, the Corpse Brigade are also Alamegans. So, like, they're committing atrocities on their own people. Map of Zanrak. Zanrak is, where the Amal Shah live. wild youth. If this plan succeeds, we'll have the power to lay the Empire low, to change the world for the better. Might be as Gundabald's content to eke out existence in this musty old cave, but I'll be damned if I'm going to spend the rest of my life here. Now where in the Seven's hells did I put that bloody map? I can't blame them for feeling this way, but unfortunately it's not going to help. Oh, mighty Ralgar, Lord of Destruction, we implore you, lend us your strength and put an end to the suffering of your people. Here to interfere again. Well, you're too late. Our plan is already in motion. Once we have the crystals, our enemies will pay for their crimes, and no one will dare oppose us ever again. Hunting knife. And one more to find. Riled lass. What those animals did to Bertliana is unforgivable, and to think that they look down on us. Well, I'll not suffer this humiliation no more. I'm with Rilrid to the bitter end. I'm not afraid of a few lizards. So, we can ascertain that they're gonna sneak into Sunrock to steal crystals so they can summon Ralgar. Gone! The whole lot of them! Then it is as I feared. They mean to take matters into their own hands. But what is it exactly that they mean to do? Countless years of use have seen the blade dulled and nicked, and the haft worn smooth for this blunt hunting knife and Sunrock blade. Sunrock map. What's this? A hunting knife and a map of Zanrock. Wait, you said Wilbert spoke of crystals, did you not? But they couldn't possibly mean to. By the gods, this is rank madness. The young fools are untrained and unblooded, all. They have no notion of how dangerous the Amalja are. They'll be butchered before they get within 100 yalms of the crystals. They're headed east. If we hurry, we might yet find them before it's too late. Wait, is that an exit? Yes, it is. The Ascians are very, very good at finding exactly where the weak points are for somebody and exploiting them. In this case, it is like how miserable the Alamegans are and how much they want to make a difference. Alright, Real Red. Well, Red, did no others survive? This is all wrong. Getting the crystals was supposed to be the start. We were going to reclaim our homeland. We... Pull yourself together, lad. We were just going to make an offering of the crystals to Ralgar to summon him, just like the masked man taught us. We plotted to sneak into Zanrock and make off with the lizardman's cash, but they caught us and so many dead. Gods forgive me. Heathens, you shall pay for your crimes with your souls. Gee, I wonder who that is. I regret our young one's transgressions, but a soul is too high a price for youthful folly. For all their failings, they are the hope of the Alamegan people. This hope I will guard with my life. Wait, who? Forgive us, we were only wanted. The excuses will keep. The whelps must pay for their crimes. Or you can stop being a prick. I will not let you harm them. Come ye, blessed of our Lord's breath. Ugh, more of you pricks. No, I don't want to die. Will-Red of the Falling Petal is an interesting caveat. Your skill at arms is impressive, adventurer. Our wayward youths could learn much from a woman like you. The battle is won, but it would be unwise to linger here. Let us return to Little Alamigo. Wait! We've come all this way. We have to go get the crystals. They're right there, ripe for the picking. Have you learned nothing, Will-Red? Did you not see those tempered wretches? Such is the fate of those who are touched by a god. Is that what you desire for yourself and your friends? What? No one said anything about... The masked man told us we could defeat the Empire if we summoned Roger. He swore. Enough. We'll hear the rest of this sorry tale back in Little Alamigo. I dare say Momo will wish to hear it as well. No more lies, Will-Red. Tell us everything. I was outside with the others when he appeared, the masked stranger. He told us about summoning Roger, about using crystals, and then he just vanished. We never saw him again. I wanted so desperately to believe that we could raise ourselves from squalor that I never stopped to question his motives. But I should have known. There's no solution, nothing we can do to change our lot. Our people are doomed to live and die like beasts. Listen to me, Will-Red. Our home may be lost to us, but it takes more than stones and mortar to define who we are. No matter where we may be, Alamigo lives on within us all. It is for you to decide what to make of this legacy. Whatever you choose to do with your life, never forget what you owe this adventurer, an outsider. I won't, I promise. Thank you for saving me, and sorry I tried to kill you. My thanks to you, my thanks as well, friend. It gives us hope to know that there are kind souls such as you out there. Little Alamigo may not have much in the way of comfort, but you will always be welcome here. This is a lot more dye than I remember getting the first go around. Back to square one. Gundobald wants to wish you well on your investigation. Would that we had more information to offer, but what Wilred told you is the extent of our knowledge of the masked man. Left unchecked, that man will bring about great pain and suffering. I pray that you'll find and put a swift end to this creature, for the sake of the young ones who died by his poisoned words. Pray return to the waking sands. I harped on about it several times before, but it's really interesting going back and replaying this after being familiar with, like, the rest of the game in the expansions. Thancred, my beloved. Welcome back, Momo. I'm reliably informed the investigation took you to Quarry Mill and Little Alamigo. Who the fuck is telling you this shit, ma'am? So, tell me, were you able to learn aught of La Habrea? Planted the knowledge of summoning an impressionable young mind, you say? Precisely the kind of deception the Ascians would employ. Ooh, I need to give me a second to plug in my ding-dang phone. Did not realize it was this low. While many of the ills of this land can be attributed to the calamity, some are being brought about by a malign will. We must needs delve deeper into this, while things remain quiet on the primal front. All work and no play makes Minfilia a dull Scion. Did you say something? Nothing, my lady. Mayhap we ought to rest a while before speaking further of investigation. This is lentils and chestnuts. A stew consisting of Lullafell lentils and Gridanian chestnuts boiled in sour red wine. I'd give it a shot. I feel like that's actually based on a couple of old school, like, real life, like, old-fashioned dishes. Terror at Falgord. Minfilia has another lead for you to pursue. While you were attending to business in Thanalan, some new information arrived courtesy of our friends the Sylphs. An individual fitting La Habrea's description has been sighted in the North Shroud. This sighting comes in the wake of a series of mysterious deaths in the self-same area. My instincts tell me that our man is involved. I would have you continue your investigation where you left off. 12 Willing will pick up La Habrea's trail once more. Naraxi can furnish you with the details. Pray speak with her and take it from there. As always... Big yawn, sorry. As always, be careful out there, Mama. Walking one is to investigate Sinister One? Then heed well this one's words. This one is friends with the Walking One and the Ash-Crowned Consortium. According to Friendly One, Digging One named Medrod had an encounter with a scary Masked One. This Masked One is most certainly Sinister One. Walking One should go and speak with Digging One, Medrod. Digging One is to be found at Falgord Float in the Northern Shroud. I bet we're gonna, after dealing with this, I bet we're gonna be sent to Lenosha. Because La Habrea can't help but have his sticky fingers in every city-state's dealings. Medrod. Please leave me be. I'm not long for this world. I look death in the face. 'Tis only a matter of time before he comes to me, just like he came for that poor woman. Medrod is clearly traumatized. Perhaps if you were to soothe him, he might remain calm for long enough to hold a conversation. My fellows and I live one day at a time, using the proceeds of the morning's haul to buy the evening's tankard. It is an unpredictable way of life, but I would not exchange it for aught else. Sometimes I wonder whether it's which is harder to find, a vein of war or a good man. But I swear, one day I will find the mother lode. Soothe. You're right. It's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible, that's true, but that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I can think straight again. I believe I can even recount what I saw without losing it. It was just another ordinary day. I was headed back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was all eyeballs and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared. To see the corpse of a woman. One glimpse was enough to tell me that she died a gruesome death. In that instant, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Thal, come to claim her soul for his realm. What? You're investigating this same masked man? If that's the case, we'll help you in whatever way we can. Aye, anything to ensure that we won't have to suffer Medrod's hysteria ever again. Alright, teamwork, that's what I wanted to— Wait, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventurer. It's the least I can do to repay her for comforting me. This is so ridiculous. Ideen has a proposal to make concerning your investigation. So, here's what I know about deaths. About the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the scalekin known as Z's could inflict such wounds. That's why some folk are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt that the answer's that simple, but for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 3 of the creatures, and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths? Oh, went the wrong way. We gotta do uppies. These weird fucking dinosaur turkeys. you've already seen the two disease? Good work, adventurer. So, were you able to find aught to suggest that the creatures were our culprits? Nothing? Truth be told, even if there were proof, I wouldn't know what it looked like. Anyway, I believe that we can safely strike C's from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his wig and eyeball. Oh, both of you. Seeing eye to winged eye, Ivaro has information to share regarding your investigation. There's something you should know. I've been keeping this to myself, lest I worsen Medraw's paranoia, but I too have seen the winged eyeball. I cannot precisely say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place on precisely the same time as Medraw's. I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. And Rock of Rancor. Ideen has further knowledge of the mysterious deaths. There's something else I heard about the deaths. It appears all the victims are up in comely maidens. I better watch myself, huh? Unseemly japes aside, there's a rumor going around. There's some as whispered that after each victim died, her rancor went into the giant big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire stand stick to blow a piece of that crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you'll have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments and I'll give them a gander. Sorry for mouth noises. I had soda. Yeah. Must you? Whoop! We're just gonna stand here until we heal up. A little bit longer. Look at my little Chocobo's little angel face. What a beautiful baby. Actually, come to think of it. Oh, I don't have any gear on him right now. Okay, I guess that's just the default. Where's the hostile? Oh, a Bane Bite. A heavy Bane Bite. Ah, that's another hunt target over there. Aw, come on. A hollowed-out wooden tube filled with several ounces of fire sand, used in mines and tunnels to pulverize large boulders and clear away cave-ins. Now we're gonna eat it. Humming crystal. Alright, and back to Foghorn. Most folks are too scared to go within 100 yalms of the Rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name. But what's a few vengeful spirits to a dauntless adventurer like you, huh? Bigger than a shard, but not quite large enough to be a cluster. The energies emitted by this crystal lightly tingle the hands of any who touch it. Huh? Why, these are just your garden variety crystals. Just a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning aspected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and the moaning. Nothing to do with a masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and a perfectly good fire stand stick. Oh well. A monstrous Banemite appeared, and you slew it? That creature had long been a scourge upon the folk of Foghorn. Intentional or no, you've done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder, was it truly a winged eyeball I saw? Or merely a trick of light combined with blind panic? Power of deduction. Medrad is troubled by the dearth of new developments in the murder investigation. There have been no promising leads in the murders. I can scarce get a wink of sleep knowing that the killer is still at large. Judged by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. I've been pondering my encounter. I was uncertain for a time, but there can be no doubt. It was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It's implausible that I could have mistaken so distinct a creature for a Banemite. But you and I were moms apart. How can we have both seen it at precisely the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here has had a run-in with the Banemite at the very spot you claimed to see that fiendish eyeball. Isn't that right? There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it. Ooh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we're making it out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be. Of course, there must be more than one of the buggers. It's so obvious. But that means, since there have been repeated sightings of the fiends, then there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered. Oh, gulp. I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to an expert. Yes, we're all just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure knowing you. While I burn to know the truth, some things are best left unknown. Lest you have forgotten, I was at the rocky area to the west I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you will want to alert the authorities. There's a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased for any information that pertains to the security of the region. Alright. Well, there is an an ad starting soon, and I do not have the energy to go for another hour, so I think that's going to be it for me for tonight. That said, I am happy we got a little bit further in story, and that's what we like to see. Sunday I'll be doing more of the chef's shift, and then next week I'll figure it out. Okay, I'm just looking for folks to raid, and I gotta raid Deku because she's doing. Well, then again, Astro. Too bad I can't just raid everybody. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and raid, Deku because she's doing Fallout 4, which is one of my favorites. Yeah, Deku's an excellent bean. Always recommend her stuff. But okay, my dears. Take care, stay safe, and until we talk again, have a good one. Now let's go say hi to Deku.